You've been able to get two of your own players in Chris Taylor and Mark Beevers. How have they settled in, and what do they bring to the squad?
Yeah, well, they joined us at the airport on Sunday, so trained for the first time today. Obviously, those two missed a week of training, but equally they played in the playoff final, so normally they would have had a bit longer off anyway. So we're going to have to just kind of filter those two in as the week progresses. But I'm very pleased with both signings of Chris and Mark. I think they're terrific signings for the club, and the kind of signings which I feel make a statement, because both players were wanted elsewhere and we had to work very hard to get the deals done. But I think they'll be excellent acquisitions for us.
And they seem to have settled in straight away, and mixing with the lads already.
Yeah, they both know a few of the existing players, which is good, and so they're good lads, and they're very enthusiastic about coming on board and playing their part in getting this club going again.
And I guess you would still hope to do a bit more activity and a bit more movement in the transfer window.
Yeah, very much so. I think the supporters will know that they're probably like me, writing the squad out and not realising there's gaps and areas which need improving. And I'm far from happy at the moment in terms of where we are. It's not balanced enough yet. It's not strong enough as a squad yet to be competitive at the end of the table where we want to be. So there's work to be done, and but I can just say to everybody that we are doing everything we can to get the right players in, and sometimes you have to be patient with those deals. So hopefully we can keep attracting quality, which will help us have a good season.
And naturally, whilst we're trying to get players in, there's always going to be talk of players leaving the club. A couple of names: Rob Holding and Zach Clough, obviously really well in the last couple of seasons. What can you say on their two futures?
Well, more or less what I said earlier, that ideally, like any manager, you want to keep the best players at the club, especially young players whose value is going to increase. There's talk of Rob attracting interest from Premier League clubs, and if and when those offers meet the chairman's valuation, then that'd be a time for us to sit down and discuss that. But at the moment, both players have been terrific. They really have. They've got very, very good attitudes, and both excellent players. I can see that straight away in training, and we're enjoying working with them, and hopefully it will continue.
Has the level that the younger players are at maybe surprised you a little bit?
I think it's good to have the young players on the training pitch, because you can sense that they raise the levels in terms of the enthusiasm and hunger, which is great, and all supporters want to see the homegrown players in the team, and I think that is important. There's been quite a few who've had the chance to play here, and obviously the standout ones are the two lads we've just mentioned, but there's others as well, and we'll give everybody an opportunity, but they've got to be good enough and they've got to earn that place. I think that's key. Just because you've come through the system, you haven't got a divine right to be selected. You've got to earn that place, and football's a competitive industry, and you've got to make sure if you get selected you're ready. But so far, what I've seen of the youngsters, their attitude and professionalism has been very good, and I think that's a credit really to everybody in the academy who's instilled those disciplines in the young players, and that's very, very important.
Just moving on to where we are now, obviously here in Malmo, it's a week of training building up to a game on Saturday. What kind of work and what kind of values can you instill into the players between now and then?
Yeah, well, it's just really a progression from last week. Just in an increase in the intensity of the football, the physical work we're going to do, but a lot of the fitness work can be done through the football if it's done at the correct levels. So as the week progresses, there'll be a balance between football and some running, and obviously some gym work as well, which is very important, and the strength and conditioning for the players going forward. And then hopefully by Saturday, we'll be ready to play. Obviously the lads won't be playing 90 minutes. We'll split the time in those games. But yeah, just keep moving forward in terms of the quality of the training, and that's the aim, and hopefully we can achieve it.